Hello friends, welcome to the Vicky Notes tutorial. This tutorial will help you to learn the concept of DBMS for GATE, UGC-NET PSU and university exam. Please friends press the like button and subscribe my channel. Transaction in DBMS. Before you go through this video lecture, make sure that you have gone through the previous video lecture on transactions in DBMS. We have discussed a transaction is a set of logically related operations. A transaction goes through different states throughout its life cycle. The life cycle of a transaction is. In this video lecture, we will discuss asset properties of a transaction. Asset properties. It is important to ensure that the database remains consistent before and after the transaction. To ensure the consistency of database, certain properties are followed by all the transactions occurring in the system. These properties are called as asset properties of a transaction. Atomicity. It simply says all or nothing. There is no intermediate. If you are doing any database transaction, set of the read-write operations, all the operations should be executed, otherwise none. All the operation in the transaction is considered to be one unit or atomic task. If the system fails or any read-write conflicts occurs during the transaction, the system needs to revert back to its previous state. Example. Here, the set of operations are: deduct the amount $100 from Pallavi account, add amount $100 to Nehu account. All operations in this set should be done. If the system fails to add the amount in Nehu account after deducting from Pallavi account, revert the operation on Pallavi account. Consistency. Every attribute in the database have some rules to ensure the stability of the database. The constraint puts on the data value should be constant before and after the execution of the transaction. If the system fails because of the invalid data while doing an operation, revert back the system to its previous state. Example. The total amount in Pallavi and Nehu account should be the same before and after the transaction. The sum of the money in Pallavi and Nehu account before and after the transaction is $200. So this transaction preserves consistency asset properties in DBMS. Isolation. If you are performing multiple transactions on the single database operation, from any transaction should not interfere with operation in other transaction. The execution of all transactions should be isolated from other transaction. Example. If there is any other transaction between Victor and Pallavi going, it should not make any effect on the transaction between Pallavi and Nehu. Both the transactions should be isolated. Durability. All the above three properties should be satisfied while the transaction in progress. But durability issue can happen even after the completion of the transaction. The changes made during the transaction should exist after completion of the transaction. Sometimes it may happen as all the operation in the transaction completed, but the system fails immediately. In that case, changes made while transaction should persist. The system should return to its previous stable state. Example. It may happen. A system gets crashed after completion of all the operations. If the system restarts, it should preserve the stable state. and amount in Pallavi and Nehu account should be the same. Before and after the system gets a restart. Asset properties in DBMS make the transaction over the database more reliable and secure. This is one of the advantages of the database management system over the file system. Thank you so much friends for watching my video lectures.